Mike, I gotta see this. Terrence Crawford, tremendous fighter. You're a big supporter of his. He wants to move up 3 weight classes and fight Canelo. What do you think?
Yeah, he can do what he wants, but I don't think that's a good idea.
Why?
I just don't think it's a good idea.
I don't think they want to see him fight Canelo. You think so? You think they want to see him fight Canelo?
Yeah, for sure.
Is that where we're at right now with Canelo?
No. Crawford needs the money.
Crawford needs the
Mike Tyson has weighed in on a potential Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford showdown, calling it a risky move for Crawford. I don't think it's a good idea, Tyson said, pointing to Alvarez's punching power, slick head movement, and relentless pressure. Tyson argues that Canelo's size and aggressive style could overwhelm Crawford, making the matchup dangerous. While he respects Crawford's considerable skill set, Tyson believes the risk far outweighs the reward, and doubts it would be a smart decision for Crawford to take the fight.
I gotta see this. Terrence Crawford, tremendous fighter. You're a big supporter of his. He wants to move up 3 weight classes and fight Canelo. What do you think?
Yeah, he can do what he wants, but I don't think that's a good idea.
Why?
I just don't think it's a good idea. You know, I don't think, what would he have? I don't know. I just don't think it's a good idea. People have done things crazy like that before. It's just that he doesn't have to do it. He doesn't have to do it.
Tyson has always admired fighters with solid fundamentals and raw power, and in the case of Canelo Alvarez, he holds similar respect. Tyson praised Canelo's slick head movement and strategic skill, noting that the Mexican star doesn't rely solely on brute strength, but combines it with impressive technique. He sees Canelo as a fighter who can control a match with both finesse and pressure, making him a dangerous opponent for anyone who steps into the ring.
I think Canelo should beat him, overpower him, but Canelo's not moving his head no more. The other guy was hitting him. And that's what gives the other guy confidence because he believes he can hit.
Mike Tyson strongly opposes Terrence Crawford moving up in weight to challenge Canelo Alvarez. He argues that Alvarez's natural size advantage, combined with the strain of leaping multiple weight classes, would put Crawford at a serious disadvantage. Carrying extra pounds could sap Crawford's speed, stamina, and punching power, all of which are critical at the elite level. Tyson believes those losses would nullify the strengths that
Terrence Crawford calling out Canelo.
You know, I don't like that fight.
Why not?
I don't like that fight. It's just too much weight, you know. And he had a close fight with the last guy he fought, Terrence, because this guy was big and he was awkward. He was really awkward. He shouldn't have fought that guy. He should have fought a guy that would just come straight at him. The guy was too awkward.
He's herky-jerky, yeah.
Although Tyson doubts the wisdom of Crawford fighting Canelo, he has no doubts about Crawford's talent. In Tyson's eyes, Crawford can hold his own against anyone, a belief reinforced by Crawford's dominant showing versus Israil Madrimov. Tyson's objection is not about ability, but about risk versus reward. Jumping in with a much bigger Canelo to chase history, he says, simply isn't what fans are asking for and isn't worth the danger involved.
Last fight. Yeah, but
In L.A.?
Yes.
You went to it. What'd you think?
I thought that was a tough guy, and that guy gave, you know what I mean? I'm glad that he came back the last 2 rounds. You know, that guy was very awkward and strong.
Super awkward.
Yeah, and this guy fights anybody. Crawford fights anybody.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that, you know, because you got to look good in order for you won't mess up your next fight. Because if you fight this guy, you don't look good, the fans say, I don't want, he's not going to look good or win with this guy. You got to constantly have fights that you know and fight a guy that's going to make you look good. The guy got to pressure you or something. You know, this guy's running around. Crawford's not used to this kind of movement and
Weird
stuff.
fit.
Yeah, awkward as a motherfucker.
You think are you ready? You think the world's ready for Crawford Canelo?
I support Crawford and Canelo both, but I
mean, it's the fight people want to see, right?
I don't think they want to see him fight Canelo. You think so? You think they want to see him fight Canelo?
Yeah, for sure.
It's why I think it's what Crawford wants too. Right?
He wants to fight him too.
I think he wants to make history.
It's a big fight.
Well, that's to make history is worth doing it.
Yeah, I think he's one.
They're pressed for a prediction. Tyson refused to label Canelo Crawford a true 50-50 fight. He conceded that Crawford possesses the power to stop anyone, but not, in his view, Canelo. Tyson's hesitation underscores his belief that Crawford's skills, impressive as they are, won't overcome Alvarez's size and tactical edge. To Tyson, the bout looks far more...
I want to say Crawford. Why everybody say 50-50?
You don't think it's 50-50?
60-40, but you gonna tell him which one?
You think Crawford can stop him?
Crawford can stop anybody. I'm not saying he can't, he's going to, but he can't.
GervontaDavis has added another wrinkle to the debate, suggesting that Crawford's real motivation is the massive payday on offer. Davis argues the bout would likely be the biggest check of Crawford's career. He also points out that smaller fighters, such as Yuriorkis Gamboa, have managed to hurt Crawford in the past, implying that moving up to face the far larger and more powerful Canelo would be...
No. Crawford needs the money.
Crawford needs the money?
Yeah, he needs the money.
You think he had a chance to win?
But what makes you say that? You know, I mean,
He needs the money. I'm telling you.
Does he have a chance to win though?
Tyron ain't playing like that, and they ain't playing like that.
So you don't
see? They ain't playing like that.
he's going up three to four weight classes. You think the chances of him
That's why he say why he don't like me. That's the real shit.
going up those weight classes to face him? You know, how can you convince fans that he can beat Canelo? If you,
I ain't trying to convince y'all that he can beat Canelo. He's a good fighter.
You don't see it.
But, bro, I would say smaller fighters are always better than bigger fighters because they, like, you know, they're smaller, they know how to move and things like that. But this guy is great at what he do. He got, and another thing, bro, I don't be wanting to, how these guys is, then he get hurt against,
Madrimov?
who?
There you talk about
Gamboa.
Crawford got touched by Madrimov. Is that what you
No,
said?
he got clipped by Gamboa,
Gamboa,
right?
yeah.
Right? What the fuck
Or Kavalasky.
he's looking this strong over the past year. I mean, these years. He ain't been getting clipped or nothing. So now, that's that snack shit. I'm telling you. Y'all laugh. I'm telling you. And that guy that a part of it, he been caught before. He went to jail for it. He went to jail, right?
Another wrinkle to the debate, suggesting that Crawford's real motivation is the massive payday on offer. Davis argues the bout would likely be the biggest check of Crawford's career. He also points out that smaller fighters, such as Yuriorkis Gamboa, have managed to hurt Crawford in the past, implying that moving up to face the far larger and more powerful Canelo would be even...
Canelo will make for a great fight. It's the best fight in boxing right now. And you got two first ballot Hall of Famers going head to head with each other. And everybody want to see how Terrence is going to do going up 2 more weight classes.
A lot of people making a big deal about the weight. You just walked in here. You don't look like a 54 right now.
I just think a lot of people is adopting other people's thoughts.
I've seen Canelo in person.
Yeah.
Even for him, 168 is a big weight class.
Facts. And he's always the smallest person in his division. When you got Usyk fighting Tyson Fury,
Yep.
you know, Tyson Fury was the massive fighter over Usyk.
I'm not even so sure Canelo will be the bigger guy.
He'd probably be thicker, but I'm taller. You know, he have his strong points.
Former champion Amir Khan, who has experience against both men, weighed in by discussing the importance of ring IQ. Khan emphasized that while Canelo might hold the edge in power, Crawford's intelligence, movement, and speed could be decisive in Khan's eyes. A fighter doesn't need to be the strongest if they're the smartest, and Crawford's mental game could be the key to toppling a more physically imposing opponent.
Canelo and Crawford. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
Is there more question marks being asked in that fight now? Because a lot of people say, look, Canelo's a bigger guy. He should technically be the bigger guy, have too much weight for Crawford, but from that performance, do you feel like it's a lot tight and there's a lot more question marks in that fight?
Yeah, I mean, you need more than size, you need more than weight, you need more than everything. I mean, I think what you need now is you just need box IQ, the right box IQ, you know what I mean? You need to be smart. And someone like Canelo fighting against Crawford, you need more than power, you need more than speed, you need ring IQ, you need literally everything, because this is the 2 best pound-for-pound fighters who are going to be fighting each other, even though Crawford is going to be giving away a lot of weight. But I feel that...
For Crawford, this fight represents more than just a big payday. It's a legacy-defining opportunity He openly acknowledges Canelo as one of the biggest names in the sport and views the fight as his chance to prove he belongs at the top of boxing's elite. This is not just about testing his skills, but about putting himself on the biggest stage and showing the world that he can hang with and possibly defeat one of the most accomplished fighters of the modern era, legendary Mexican fighter.
And obviously, I was probably at my peak of my career there as well. So, whoever I was going to fight, I was going to give him a hard fight regardless. Because we were probably winning that fight against Canelo until he knocked me out. But, yeah, I was boxing well. But you know, one thing, sizes, now I understand why they make weight divisions in boxing. Every weight division. But then again, look, bro, you would probably take it. I was offered like 10 million quid, bro. 10 million quid, bro. Look, end of the day, this is like, it's a lot of money, you know. I thought about it. What made me, when I got the deal on the table for 10 mil, I was like, should I take it or not? But then I worked it out. Normally I have to have 3 or 4 hard training camps and fights to make that kind of money. That's still one fight. So you gotta do it in that one fight, you know what I mean?
Does Canelo beat Crawford?
Size, bro, remember, like, but Crawford then is a big boy as well. Crawford's a big guy when it comes to weight. A box fight, yeah.
What do you think?
I think Crawford, in my opinion, but size might matter. But then again, I think since when I fought Canelo's become a better boxer. He started boxing more better. You know what I mean? Technical more. Especially against the last fight against Mangui. He boxed really well as well, and he's looking really good. He's still, a lot of people might say, oh, he's getting old, this, that, another, but no, Canelo's still a beast.
I mean, Eddie Hearn says don't live levels above Adam. What do you think?
I think today, Adam proved he is probably on the same level, but in my opinion,
Juan Manuel Marquez has voiced serious concerns about the matchup. He argues that weight divisions exist for a reason to keep competition fair and balanced. Marquez fears that Crawford could be pushing too far by stepping into a weight class where he doesn't naturally belong. He warns that even the most talented fighters can suffer when they abandon the physical advantages they once held at lower weights.
I like the fight because Terence Crawford is a good fighter, but in the sport of boxing, it has divisions. You know what I mean? You know?
Right, weight classes.
You know what?
Right?
Yeah, weight classes
for a reason.
Weight classes for and Terence Crawford is a good fighter in super lightweight, welterweight, super welterweight, but I think more. I remember when Terence Crawford fought with Madrimov.
Yes.
He looks slow. He looks with no power. And 3 more divisions, two more divisions is, I think it's a top fight for Terence Crawford, but Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He has a great defense. He has a good combination punches. Right.
To 154 lbs, Crawford captured the WBO interim super welterweight title, while some analysts pointed out a slight dip in knockout power compared to his performances. At 147, his overall game remained sharp. His technical skills, patience, and ability to adapt in real time helped him remain dominant. Though the added weight may have affected his power slightly, Crawford's boxing brain and strategic thinking still made him a major threat.
All the nut huggers, the bud nut huggers, the bud butt buddies. You see that. You see that. We see that. You understand me? You see what that say? Jermell Charlo what is the WBA junior middleweight champion in recess. Jermell Charlo is the WBC junior middleweight champion in recess. Nah, man. Virgil Ortiz Jr. is the WBC intern junior middleweight champion. Nah, man. So make it make sense. People got to make it make sense. Charlo's still a big dog there. Yeah, that's my camera behind me. Charlo's still a big dog there. So a lot of people need to get their facts straight. Understand? Opinions don't matter. It's all facts. No opinions. Sport podcast. And I'm always going to bring you the real, never the fake. And I'm never late on the news. You hear me? Get that.
There have been murmurs about a possible decline in Canelo's form, particularly after his fight with William Skull. Observers noted that he didn't look as dominant or agile as he once did, while still a force in the ring. This has led to questions about whether Canelo might be slowing down just enough to give someone like Crawford a fighting chance. Though Canelo won that bout, The performance sparked more concern than...
How much does Canelo actually have left in his pro career? The fight was finished, and then they brought Terence Crawford in the ring to announce that mega fight in September, and that leaves me with even more questions, and thank God they did that, because actually it gives us a few interesting talking points.
William. Skull Canelo's recent opponent didn't break down the fight in detail, but acknowledged the hype surrounding the possible Alvarez versus Crawford clash. Skull understands the gravity of such a matchup and the excitement it's generating among fans, and fighters alike even without deep analysis. His comments highlight the fact that this bout has captured attention across the boxing world. Another name that's thrown support behind Crawford is super middleweight contender David Benvitz. He emphasized Crawford's commitment to his craft and his work ethic, noting that those traits often translate into surprising victories. Benvitz believes that if anyone can defy the odds and beat Canelo, it's someone like Crawford who brings skill
to want to fight Canelo at 168.
I mean, everybody wants to fight Canelo. It's the money fight. You know what I mean? I think even Inoue would come up to fight Canelo. Canelo wanted to fight him. I mean, I don't want to see Crawford to fight Canelo, to be honest with you. But it would be. I'm not saying it wouldn't be a great fight. It would be a great fight. But I feel like if I deserve my opportunity, and and after this fight, what else are they gonna say? You know what I mean? This is a tough fight. You know, the top WBC, the top people ranked at the WBC are fighting each other. So I mean, it should be an easy call. If I can't get those fights, then I'll go up to fight Bivol, or I'll go try to, I set my conquest on 175. Like I said, I don't want no handouts either. I want to, earn my spots everywhere I go, even at 175. But, I see that weight class. I want to become champion.
Ray Ward, a former champion known for his own hiring, IQ believes that Crawford's mental resilience could bridge the gap between him and Canelo Ward. Thinks Crawford's intellect focus and adaptability might be enough to overcome the physical disadvantage for Ward. The fight isn't just about size or power, it's about who can adjust better, remain composed, and execute under pressure.
I'm going with Terence Crawford, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. It ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me.
Shakur Stevenson didn't hold back in his praise of Crawford. He referred to him as a fighter capable of handling any style or size. Stevenson noted that Crawford's versatility is his biggest strength, allowing him to tailor his approach to any opponent. Whether facing a brawler or a technician, Stevenson believes
Canelo said he don't. He's like
Canelo, man. Canelo got to get off that man. I think the best versus the best.
You don't think the size difference is gonna play a factor again?
I mean, that's y'all opinion. Yeah. That's everybody else's opinion. But my opinion is different. I think that Bud could do anything that he want to do. I think that with Charlo, it was just a different story. I think Bud got the skills that could keep him at that high level with Canelo, where the size won't play a part. And I seen, honestly, like, Canelo is a great fighter. I don't take nothing away from him.
Veteran boxer Nonito Donaire added his perspective by highlighting Crawford's excellent footwork. And Mobility Donaire argued that if Crawford can stay on the move and avoid getting trapped, he could frustrate Canelo and take control of the fight. Footwork might not be as flashy as power punches, but in this high-stakes battle, it could be the very thing that tips the balance in Crawford's favor.
Canelo's a stronger guy, the bigger guy, but in the fight with a guy that moves around, and if Crawford uses his skills and his legs and his technique and just his ability, I think he can win. He can win the fight in decision, as long as he doesn't get hit with those big shots from Canelo.
Terence Crawford has had one fight above 147 pounds, and everyone, including Terence Crawford, will tell you that was not his finest performance against Israel Madrimov. He is older than Canelo. He is coming up in weight. He is coming off a long layoff. I can't look at Canelo Williams' school and say, you know what? Canelo is too far in a decline to beat Terence Crawford. Not until I've seen what Terence Crawford looks like at 168 pounds.
Yeah, same here. And even though we could see Canelo Alvarez diminishing, we're still going to favor him because he's been in there with the bigger, stronger men. Crawford's not going to be able to hurt him. Crawford will be able to pepper him up, win rounds. Like I tell you, I have an image of Canelo Alvarez after the fight. He's going to be bloodied and bruised because he's going to get pot-shotted. He's going to throw 2-3 punches, pepper him up, and they get an angle. Then once Canelo starts realizing I'm falling behind here or I'm getting hit too much, I got to